YouTube, welcome to the Pretty Brown and Nerdy channel. I'm Jasmine here with a review of Toy Story 4, the fourth installment of the Toy Story franchise. I honestly went into this movie a little bit skeptical about how I felt about having a fourth Toy Story movie. I felt like the franchise honestly wrapped up pretty nicely in the third installment of the Toy Story franchise. So seeing the trailer for this and seeing that they announced that there was going to be a Toy Story 4, I was like, what else can they possibly do in this story that has pretty much been wrapped up? And honestly, I must say I was pleasantly surprised. I definitely went in with low expectations and Pixar definitely went above and beyond. I think really in the three movies we really see the toys' relationship with Andy kind of wrap up, and it's centered around this story of, you know, moving on and growing up. In this story it's actually centered around Woody and what he's dealing with and his internal struggles. Toys have a conscience. Toys have internal struggles. You know how kids are, they kind of go through their phase of what toys they like and what toys they don't like, and we really see that in this story with Bonnie. Woody is now kind of the uncool toy who Bonnie is not really interested in anymore, but Woody still has this attachment and this closeness to Bonnie and wants the best for her and wants to watch over her. And Bonnie is in the process of starting preschool in this story, and she's a little bit nervous and doesn't really know what to expect. And despite the other toys' wishes, Woody kind of goes and sneaks off and goes with her to preschool. She creates this toy that we know as Forky, who is essentially a plastic eating utensil turned toy. How that exactly happens, we don't know, and nor does Forky. Woody essentially takes the role of dad and watches over Forky. Forky doesn't really understand why he's been created. He doesn't understand why people are calling him a toy. He doesn't view himself as a toy. He's like, I am not a toy. I am trash. I've never resonated with a plastic eating utensil as much as I resonate with Forky. Woody is essentially trying to explain to Forky exactly what a toy is, why he's a toy, and how much he means to Bonnie, but he doesn't quite get it. And they go on a road trip with Bonnie and their family, and essentially it takes them on this wild roller coaster ride. And in this adventure that they embark on, Woody runs into Bo Peep. In the beginning of this movie, we kind of see what exactly happened with Bo Peep and why she wasn't in the third installment. And we get to see what her journey has been throughout the years that she has been missing, and introduces Woody to this life he never exactly ever considered. This movie tackles a lot of themes and messages that I think adults and children can relate to and understand. This movie is hilarious. This movie is so funny. I was not expecting this movie to be as funny as it was, but I found myself non-stop laughing in the theater. A lot of us in the theater really had to try to have some moments to breathe because we were just consistently laughing. The script is brilliant. The way this movie is directed is very well done. This movie features some fantastic animation, and this is a huge glow up for the Toy Story franchise. I feel like every film, the animation just keeps getting better and better, and there were times that I had to remind myself that I'm not looking at a real photograph or like a real image, that this is in fact animation. All the characters are very likable. You have some old favorites like Rex, Mr. Potato Head, and Jessie. Buzz goes through his own sort of arc in this movie, but he didn't feature as big as a role as he has had in previous movies. The new characters are lovable. I really loved the little small like toy cop girl that would like chill on Bo Peep's shoulder. She was hilarious. Key and Peele did an excellent job in this movie. As soon as I saw that they were going to be a part of the movie, I already was sold because they're hilarious and they really delivered in this movie. And a surprise character by the name of Duke Kaboom, played by Keanu Reeves. Keanu has been on a huge like hype train, you know, from John Wick to Cyberpunk 2077, and now he's in Toy Story 4. Like, boy, get your paychecks. But he was so lovable. He played a toy that is a Canadian stuntman. I even felt myself relating to and feeling for the villain Gabby Gabby in some way, who is a doll that lives in an antique shop that has two creepy puppets that follow her around that were quite unsettling during the movie, by the way. don't think anybody or any kid would want those dolls. I'm just saying. She actually has motives that make sense and are understandable, and you can sympathize with her and understand where she's coming from. I really like, and I found it so interesting that they had such a complex villain in this movie. Bo Peep's character had a huge upgrade. It is definitely a huge upgrade from previous Toy Story films that we have seen Bo Peep in. She's kind of been off to the side and has been more of like love interest to Woody, and they've always had like a very playful, flirtatious relationship. But Bo Peep has really come into her own, and it's like, dang girl, like what happened these past few years? She is like, I've been around the block, I glue up. It was very nice to kind of see a different side of her character that we have not seen in previous Toy Story movies that I think everyone can appreciate. And some people might say they're playing off the whole strong like female character, and now we have to like give that to Bo as well for like all the girls and the inspiration and girl power. But I think it's honestly more than that. It's lifting up characters that haven't exactly had like their own stories and giving them one, and that's exactly what they did in this fourth installment of Toy Story. There's definitely some tear-jerk moments. I, for one, surprisingly didn't cry like I thought I would, but there were a few moments where I felt the tears coming, and kind of like, I got choked up a bit in some scenes. And then there are some scenes that people will probably in fact get emotional with, because it does have those heavy hitter moments that you would expect out of a Pixar movie. I can say this was a home run for Pixar. I was pleasantly surprised that they're able to take a franchise that's been around so long and just continue to improve it and make it even better. With fourth movies, those are always very tricky, because it kind of gets excessive after 2, and then like you feel like a 3 is a good place to end a movie on, because all the others after that just kind of get way too excessive and just pointless. But it shows that like Pixar is really dedicated to bringing consistent stories and material and continuing to improve upon their characters. And honestly, like they sold me on this one. They've done what a lot of film franchises don't usually succeed in with this fourth installment of Toy Story. So I definitely think that you should go check it out and take your family. But I want to know what you guys thought. Have you seen Toy Story? Do you plan to see Toy Story? What did you think of the movie? Leave a comment down below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All our links will be in the description below. But wait, there's more. I am a nerd, you're a nerd. We all like nerdy merch. We love nerdy gear. We love nerdy home goods. We love all the nerdy stuff. And that's why we are partnered with Loot Crate. Loot Crate is an amazing outlet that features monthly subscription boxes with lots of nerdy, geeky goodies, ranging from anime, video games, to general pop culture, and all things alike, all that good stuff. Use code PBN to get 10% off your subscription box, because we love a good discount. And with that, I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for tuning in.